Greetings, my golden ones. So today we have another episode about the same mudra, Kechari Mudra. If you haven't watched it yet, please do so. Get yourself a pen, paper, write things down. That's how you learn better. You getting things down on paper so you remember better and you can practice that knowledge. So today we're going to talk about the staircase to heaven. As you can see on this picture, this is Odessa in Ukraine, and it's called Potemkinskaya Lesnitsa in Russian language. Potemkinskaya means darkened staircase, and I think it's so connected to this Kechari Mudra. That's why I decided to place it. And we'll start this lesson. Let's call it a lesson. Yeah, because I've been learning all this stuff for a long time, but I wish somebody told me this knowledge before. Very important. Very, very important. So I'm gonna start with my personal experience. Just on the third day practicing this mudra, basically what you do is swallow your tongue, right? I'm not gonna repeat everything I've said in my first video. Go back to the December 22nd, 2020. But basically you swallow your tongue and push it up to the heaven, to your third eye, pineal gland, right? And it takes time, it takes years. So there's a first, second, third, and the fourth stage, final stage. So I was able to push through to the third stage, from the first, second to the third stage, and on the second or third day I was able to do it myself without use of the finger, because once I pushed it with the finger it was easier. Of course it's much easier when you use your finger than do it with your own tongue, and it's not used to do it. It's just never done it before. So right now I can do it myself. I can swallow my tongue without any help. So meditation, amazing. Last night meditation was super amazing. My whole jaw was like buzzing, like on electricity. It's so beautiful. And even my teeth, I felt like my teeth were fully electrified. And you feel these waves of the ocean, waves of your brain, almost like, because you're playing with your tongue inside your head, almost feels like you are doing this to your whole brain. You're giving yourself nice massage with your tongue. So it's ecstasy mudra. It's an ecstasy mudra. It is just like sex. You feel amazing just like during an orgasm, within your head, within your whole body. And I felt some weird sensation in my toes. They were like feeling some pain and then shooting energy from the toes. And one of the viewers, Joey from Kansas, he actually pushed me into the right direction. So I'm gonna place another picture so you can see. It's a picture from Sistine Chapel, Michelangelo. Well, this is half of it. But you know what's on the left side? It's Adam and God touching each other with the fingertips, right? So the finger, as you probably already know, if not, pause and write it down. This is another piece of information that is super important. You should know all your fingers and what the elements they are associated with. You have the fire, air, water, sound, earth, all the elements, and the palm is mind. So you can pause it and write things down. And your air element is your lungs. So as you breathe the air, heart is within your lungs. So when you inhale and exhale, your heart is getting the oxygen, and then it spreads the oxygen in your bloodstream. It is something that they're trying to steal from us now with the muzzles, because once you place the muzzle, there is less oxygen. Once there is less oxygen, you feel suffocated, literally. So Michelangelo, he had some interesting cryptic message in his painting. If you see, somebody wrote down and made a drawing around this as its symbol of the brain. So basically it is your brain. And then two fingertips, your tongue. Remember, your tongue is the second organ in the womb. So mother's womb, you were formed as a heart in the beginning, and the second organ was the tongue coming out of the heart. And even now your tongue is connected to your heart. Through the neck you have the muscles going down into your heart. So once you practice this Kechari Mudra, you swallow your tongue and you reach up, 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 higher to the point within your head, the closer and closer to pineal gland, and it feels like that dark staircase to heaven. Like, it feels like you will never get there, but after years and years of practice, eventually you will get there. And think about it. Okay, so this is, I have to be adjusting. So once you put your tongue on your palate, you notice the surface of your palate is just like a staircase, right? If you touch your hard palate next to your upper teeth, you feel those stairs, right? So the tongue is supposed to go up, up, up to that staircase, higher and higher and higher. So it's a lot of symbology, and sometimes we think, oh, it's all negative, but it's not as negative as we think it is. Next. So Sistine Chapel, that's one thing I wanted to mention. So once you have that touch down, you are connected to God. And then you're going to have that saliva, sweet soma saliva that you can swallow. It goes into your stomach, where your navel. And you start enjoying this life, this experience on this planet. No matter how crazy it sounds, you will start enjoying it. You'll start shining from the forehead. You start shining the light. And I felt it just like a metaphor. When I started meditating with this mudra, Kechari Mudra, I started to feel almost like I'm licking my own brain. And I thought to myself, they say the word God, and when you read it in reverse, it's dog. So it literally, because dogs usually have very long tongue. You know, when they panting, breathing during the summertime when it's hot, they stick the tongue and it's very long. So, and then they sometimes swallow it. And I'm wondering if they are also doing the same mudra. They touch their brain with their tongue, so they communicate with the owners. But sometimes the owners do not communicate because they're not practicing the same mudra as the dogs do naturally. You know, dogs don't go to school. They're just born naturally. They know their body. So maybe they are swallowing their tongue. I'm just speculating. But the emotion and sensation when you meditate with this mudra, it's almost like somebody's licking your brain. It's like waves of energy, pleasurable, super pleasurable energy. And then also was a good point from Joey is the numbers 11, 22, and 33. When you add them together, it's 66. And why is important these numbers? 11 ribs. You have 11 ribs in your rib cage on each side. Then you have 22 bones in your skull. 22 bones, and they are like flower petals, one on top of each other, layers, and just like a flower. So that your skull is actually breathing. It's a 0.1 millimeter motion, but your skull is moving up and down so perfectly. It's the most perfect rhythm in your body. And I think this mudra, Kechari Mudra, is synchronizing that motion. It's synchronizing your breath, but your breath could be out of whack. So it synchronizes your breath with that motion, and you come into perfect harmony. And then you have 33 vertebrae in your spine. So 33 vertebrae, 22 bones, and 11 ribs. So 11, 22, and 33, when you add them together, it's 66. And that's how many books in the Bible? 66 books. So see how many connections we're finding? And then most people think, oh, the dollar bill is evil. But if you think the pyramid is another stairway to heaven, the pyramid, the triangle, it almost resembles your tongue, which is kind of triangular, pointing up, right? And you're supposed to reach up, up, up with the tip of your tongue to God. Just like on the top of this pyramid, there's light shining, single eye. It's the eye within you, the pineal gland. And you're supposed to push and push and push, starting from the bottom, lower level, up, 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 all the way to the top. So think about how many symbols. This staircase in Ukraine, Odessa, it's not a coincidence. And when you look at it, it's like so beautiful. You go up, 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 and you see the sky, clouds. Basically, God resides in the clouds, right? Just like your God is within you. It's on the top of your head, your brain. So that's the ancient secret that you can see everywhere once you start practicing this Kechari Mudra. I get this revelations like every minute now. So yeah, watch this video a few times, write it down. Stairway to Heaven. So your palette, the top, when you play with it, it's like a palace where the God resides. And it's better to do meditation at nighttime when it's super dark. That's why they call this staircase Potemkin, darkened staircase. So you're supposed to do it in the dark. Move your tongue up, 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 and it's your own personal work. And then once you start stimulating the higher points, the better saliva, the better amrit, soma comes down. It's almost like a DMT, I guess. DMT, it was in your brain. Soma, amrit, the nectar of immortality. So another point is, so your white saliva, it comes down, white, and then in your stomach it goes into your bloodstream, into your red blood. So red and white, and your blood's supposed to come up into the pineal gland again. And I've heard that within your pineal gland is the highest pressure point of bloodstream. If it's not, it's supposed to be some kind of issues with your health, but it's supposed to be the highest pressure point within those vessels or tubes or arteries, whatever you call them. So red and white. And if you watch the video Depeche Mode, Silence, Enjoy the Silence, they have him walking in different beautiful areas, mountains, with the king's dress, red and white. And he's just sitting in a beach chair enjoying it by himself. Just like with this mudra, once you start doing it, like, life is good, everything is good. You are the king. You are connected to God. So the sun energy comes from the navel point up, and the moon energy from the brain comes down as a nectar with the saliva. And I've noticed, because I've been practicing Kechari number 1 and Kechari number 2 for a long time, and you become desensitized to them a little bit. Like, you feel good, but not any as close. When I get to the third point, when I pushed my tongue with the finger and moved it inside and started to do Kechari number 3, then I return and do 1 and 2, and they feel amazing. Just with the tip of your tongue, you feel like electricity going around your head, and the dog or God is licking your brain. Yeah, it's just like the best metaphor is sex, because it feels very orgasmic. So another warning, because I pushed it with my fingers for 2 days, and I felt like I got some kind of infection, because I was not washing my hands all the time. Like, oh, my saliva will take care of it. But right now, a lot of flu and cold going around, so I was touching the doors and stores and stuff like that. So I caused a gentle infection within my left nostril. So what I did this morning to open it up, I used salt water to gargle. And then another amazing thing is bay leaf. This is in Russian. It's called lavrovый list. But you can find a bay leaf, put them in a pot, few of them, boil it and breathe. So it actually disinfects your nasal passages really good. Also, if you have eye infections, it's really good for eye infections. It's good to disinfect your room if you boil this water and you have strangers in your house. There's a stranger in your house. Actually, it's good for diabetes. It's so many. You can look it up. Diabetes. It's good for your hair if you rinse your hair with it after you wash it. But be careful. Don't use too much. It's very strong. If you make a tea, very little because you can upset your stomach. And also, if you are vegetarian or vegan and your food is very sweet and clean, no meat, no dairy, then you can actually rinse your nostrils. You can rinse them with your own urine. Yeah, because your urine is sweet. It's good. But if you eat the meat, don't do it. It's too acidic. It's not gonna be pleasant. Another thing you can do, like I have we call it propolis water in I don't know if you can see it, but basically it's bee pollen. Propolis water. So you can actually have these drops into your nose to clean it up, disinfect it. Or eucalyptus, if you have it in your room, aromatherapy, eucalyptus is really good. But don't use eucalyptus like inside. You can boil the actual leaves, just like bay leaves. Okay, so next, what are the pleasant side effects of this Kechari Mudra, the stairway to heaven, staircase to heaven? So one of the first ones you're gonna notice immediately is energy. You have so much energy. You don't know what to do with this energy. It's like, wow. A lot of inspirations. You just want to do things, create things. You want to help people. Then another thing I noticed immediately after only a few days, I sleep less. I used to go to bed at 9 o'clock in the evening and wake up at 4. Now, last night I went to bed at 9 o'clock as usual, and midnight, 1 o'clock, somewhere around 1 o'clock, I wake up and I feel like I'm right awake. I have a lot of energy. What am I gonna do? I have to start making things. What can I do at nighttime? Well, meditate. I think in the future I'll be able to sit and meditate and be one with God for hours and hours. So you have a very strong, this is for some of you it might be scary, but you have a very strong urge to meditate more. You just want to do it and do it and do it. And you want to finish all your projects. Like if you have some kind of project for a long time you wanted to do, you just go and do it, and easy, it's fun, and lots of energy. Another note I noticed the point, I'm not sure, it's only a few days, but you start magnetizing people towards you. Like you go outside and people come to you just because you're shining this energy, and they don't want to really ask you anything, but they just want to be around you. So I think that's what happened to many enlightened people. Even the animals and birds start moving closer towards them because they're just like, oh wow, you are resonating some positive energy. You become more cheerful. And this one, maybe some of you will be scared, but some of you, if you are interested in breatharianism, yes, your food intake goes down. Like you don't want to eat the food, like you're just not interested in food. No food, no problem. And today I went to the store and I accidentally dropped the bag of milk because they are in the packages here in Belarus, and I spilled it all over the store. I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. But I think it's God within me saying, drop it. In the future, you're not going to need it. You're not going to need food. So that was not a coincidence. That was a lesson for me, that enjoy it while you're enjoying it, but in the future, you're not going to need that burden of eating food. And like I said to you, if it's freezing cold, like today it's raining, now it's snowing. Oh wow, the weather is changing here in Belarus. If it's freezing, it's cold, you feel like you want to go barefoot, you can go naked, there's no limitations. You become superhuman. Like if you want to drink water, like your thirst level goes down. You don't want to drink lots of water. So this morning during the meditation, I started having these revelations from the past, and I think to myself, like, wow, in the past I had few people who were probably sent by somebody, some dark forces, to assassinate me, to kill me. Again, I don't have a proof because they never said we want to kill you, but now looking back, your intuition, which is your pineal gland responsible for, it's also opening up. So because I think that negative forces, they use not the intranet, but they use internet. They use technology, artificial intelligence technology, and they have a technology of a looking glass, project looking glass technology, so they can see into the future. So I guess they saw me in the future causing some havoc, and maybe enlightening too many people and destroying the evil technologies. So they wanted to put the lid on me, but they don't want to do it themselves. I think that AI robots, they cannot kill themselves because karma will go back to them, right? So they only can pay some money to real humans who can do it for them. But I think those real humans who were sent to me, they realized that they better not touch me. That is something really good inside of me, and I'm very valuable for the future of humanity. Like it was this guy Maza in Colombia when I was traveling South America, and yeah, I remember he was getting drunk, and I was like, I'm not drinking, but he was pouring me anyway. He's like, I'm gonna pour you anyway, because I guess they ordered him to do it, but I was not drinking alcohol. And it was another fat guy in New Jersey. He was staying in our hotel, and accidentally was one of the young kids died, and I found some blood on the. So in this case, I'm not sure. I'm not going to go into the whole story, but I have a feeling that this other young kid sacrificed his own life for me somehow. And here in my own town, we have a person who I know in my childhood killed my dog. Can you imagine? But of course, my parents asked him. Like when I went to university, my parents decided, oh, we're not gonna take care of this dog because the son is already gone, so we want to get rid of this dog. So they asked this hunter to kill the dog. And I think when I came back after 17 years of living in the United States, he was coming up to me and he wanted to talk to me, and I felt that he was hesitating to eliminate me. So a few months later he died. I don't know how and why, but the point is now to this other person. I think right now you don't have to watch for the rest of the story, but it's kind of interesting if you like the story, so I'll share it with you. It was this guy in New Jersey, and again, this is just all speculation. Like I cannot prove that this is how it is. There were very strange circumstances. He was a big, chubby guy, smoking cigars, and I remember one time he invited me, not at the restaurant, but at the bar. At the restaurant, he's like, "Oh, I'll order food for you," and he ordered devil's eggs. So now I'm thinking to myself, he ordered devil's egg. So, and I'm gonna be a devil's advocate. And one day he proposed, "I'm gonna come to your house. We'll play chess," because nobody plays chess, and it's true. Nobody was in New Jersey, and my friends who knew how to play chess. I knew how to play it because I learned it, but I wasn't really good at it. He was really good at it. So he came and we started to play, and I feel my third eye is throbbing. So I immediately had this sensation, oh my god, he's reading my mind. So he knew Kechari Mudra, most than likely. He knew how to read your thoughts. So I was trying to win, but not too hard, so I lost, of course, and very fast. So the moral of this story, if you have a devil asking you to play the game, you just simply say no. You don't have to play the game. Just like with alcohol, I remember during the super strong hangover in my college years in university here in Minsk, I asked my friend, and she was a sober person, she never drank, and I asked her, listen, how do you get drunk but not have hangover the next day? How can you do that? And she looked at me like puzzled. She's like, don't drink. And I was like, no, that's not the answer I'm looking for. I was like, you do drink, but you don't get a hangover. How do you do that? And she said it again, you just don't drink. So I really was angry at her at that time because I loved the alcohol. I didn't know Kechari Mudra during those student years. So the best thing, don't drink. Don't play a devil's game in a chess. You can always say no. And so then this is what happened. Do you remember Madonna had this concert where she came down in a disco ball and the disco ball opened up? Like, it's a lot of symbology. And then from disco ball she came up and she had dogs on a leash, which is humans. They were humans in a leather bands strapped, and she had them on the leash. So it's almost like a disco ball. It's like a pineal gland, opening up, and the dog is licking it, licking. So this guy, who I think was ordered to assassinate me, before he died, he sent me a picture from the train. He's like, I'm on the train to New York City. We're gonna play this dangerous game tonight, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna win. And I was like, whoa, what are you talking about? And I asked him, but he didn't respond. And later on in the newspapers, there was an article that this young man died in a strange circumstance in New York City. So he sent me a picture from this party. He was on his knees in the same kind of leather straps, naked, and all the leather. So I think whatever this satanic cult, they are doing some kind of game. So once you sell your soul, you make a promise, you're supposed to do everything they tell you. And I think because he fell for me, he felt that I'm a good person, he decided, you know what, his life is more important than mine, and I'm not gonna kill him. And they had to kill him for that. So he is gone, supposedly. Again, maybe it's not true. Maybe he just sent me a picture and the article in the newspaper was printed, but in reality he's still alive. Maybe, I don't know. But somebody showed me an article, and it was like a lot of rumors in town. So yeah, maybe he's still alive, and maybe the devil rules the earth and tricks us all in many different faces, just shifts and changes. So what else do I have here? Yeah, I think that's it. Oh, the last point, like I was meditating, why all these people who were ordered to kill me, they were actually not able to do it. Because they felt, I guess that because they were reading my thoughts, they felt the goodness within me, because I was always able to place myself in their shoes. When I see people, I know their struggle, I see their struggle, I can feel them, I'm very empathic. So I felt for this guy. I felt that he was in this horrible situation. He was telling me about his childhood and the mother and abuse, and working for this Jewish rich family, and he didn't like it, but he had no choice. They gave him this small room, and he was like watching this hotel. But I felt compassion towards him, and he knew it was generous, and we all endured a lot of traumas in the past. A lot of us went through so many different traumas. So if I went through his life, I would probably be the same. And I think we are all forced to become not godlike. We forced to become demon-like. So I wish you all to stay strong, to continue doing good work, no matter how difficult and challenging it is. Continue breathing fresh air without the muzzle, because you're not a dog, you are God. And I think most of you are realizing it now, that you've been lied to many times, you've been deceived many times, but you're still here. And I think there is a reason why you're still here. And I think there's a reason I'm recording this video and talking to you, because it's super, super important. Keep on going to this staircase to heaven. Keep on going higher and higher until you reach, let me change the picture, until you reach God. Touch the God. And do the touchdown, with your index fingertips, but it's your tongue. You do the touchdown. And then you have the sparks of light within your brain. You are self-actualized, you self-realize, you become enlightened. So it's the secret. The pyramids, if you were in Egypt now and standing in front of the pyramids when the sun is on the top, it would be the same kind of image. You have to go climb up this monumental pyramid to get to the top. And that's what's inside your head. You don't need to go to Egypt. You can do it right in your own place, wherever you are. Anywhere you are. Any state, any country, you can do it. So, please like, please subscribe. If you have any donations, I thank you all. And if you have any questions, you have my email. You can write some comments, because together we are growing. You can come up with some better ideas than myself. Just like Jesus said, you can be like me and better than me. You can become like me and even better than me. So I think we are coming up to this golden age where we're not going to be competing how to become a better person, but we're going to be helping each other to become better. It will be an amazing time. I'm looking forward to it. So lots of love to all of you. Stay in your power. Keep on enjoying the positive emotions, positive thoughts, and we will get there. Staircase to heaven. We will get there together. So much love to all of you. I'll talk to you next time.